Yeah, that's a good volume. Hi, welcome to today. It's been a Monday. And by Monday, I mean Monday with the full weight of the word, of the world, of everything and all of the in between and all of the above. Alas, what can you do but keep on keeping on, right? So, I have a few different things that I wanted to talk about before we get into this. First of all, we're going to be playing Firewatch, which is a story game that has been suggested so many times. It's supposed to be really, really beautiful, and I love a nice, beautiful, emotional story game, as we all know. But the thing that I'm confused about is everyone has always said that it's that type of game, and yet, it is kind of like a very like ambient heavy game. So I'm like, where does the emotion come in if it's just about like my environment? So I'm excited to figure out what that means finally. It's a very, very old game at this point. I just personally have never played it. As we all know by now, I grew up a YouTube kid, so if it was a Let's Play, I watched it. This one, however, just I never got around to. I had different Let's Plays like bookmarks, and I just let it get away from me. And time will do that. Time will get away from you. um yeah, I have no idea how old this game is, but I do know it is old. Um that's all I got for you about the game anyway. But apart from Firewatch, I keep saying I'm gonna art stream and then I don't art stream, which is kind of dumb. So before we get into it, I'm gonna show you what I've been working on in terms of art. And this is also my way of being accountable because I fully invite anyone that sees this next time to be like, yo, did you finish working on that? And then I have to be like, oh yeah, I did, or no, I didn't. I have been working on a set of photos for so long, and I just don't know why it's been so hard to get through it. It's not that it's hard to get through it, it's just that sometimes life is hard. You know what I'm saying? It just be like that. So, I want to show you this first. So I'm going to switch this to just chatting. Yes, great, good. All right, so it's loading, and I'm going to show you what I've been working on. And in the meantime, Lucian, thank you so much for the reminder. I heard what you guys had to say about HelloFresh. To those of you that actually did subscribe, thank you so much. That helps me out, and I hope it helped you out. I think it's a pretty sick thing to have your stuff delivered to you. It's the same as like the grocery store pickup. It's helpful, right? But it's I know that it's still a thing that you have to do if you're going to be cooking. However, Factor 75 eliminates that. All right? Factor 75 arrives as a ready to be made box. And if you use my code and if you use my link, not only do you get 50% off, you also get free wellness shots for the rest of your life. As long as your subscription is active, you get that. So I heard your comments and I seeked out a different option for you. So for the rest of the month, if you are still looking for those quick, easy ways to get some good eats while you're hanging around, Factor 75 in the chat. Porch sticker is live, by the way. Oh, let's go. Lucian, of course, big homie. So check out her stuff, exclamation mark Lucian in the chat to learn more. Best factor meal? Well, my guy, the good thing is you basically get an option of everything, whether it's keto, calorie free, whatever it is that appeals to you, you'll find an option. I personally, and to me, it feels weird to say anything along the lines of like any of the health food options, just because like I know that calorie free is weighted with when it comes to like weight loss and disordered eating. But that's why I like things like this that kind of come prepackaged. Like this is a good amount of food. This is a good quality meal, and I think that's super important. But they have a meal that is like zucchini and turkey meatballs with like marinara sauce and like Parmesan cheese that I think is just, oh, and broccoli, like roasted broccoli, which I think is so very basic, but it's such a good way to get yourself kind of like in the mindset of like you're eating for fuel, right? So calorie smart doesn't mean calorie conscious, like you're counting calories, to me that means like this is a food and you need it for fuel and for energy. You don't have to be scared of food. I personally have gone through ups and downs of like what I will and won't eat, but I've always been someone who understands the importance of eating. And things like this have always made it easier. Luckily, I grew up in a home cooked meal household, but whenever I was on my own in college, it was really easy to be like, man, I feel like I've been putting on weight. I will simply have a grapefruit for breakfast. You know, like that's not a meal. Come on. Come on. I'll show you though what it looks like when you click through this if you don't want to click off yourself. Allow me to do some opening of the internet, shall we? This song is also one of my favorites, and I don't know the lyrics. I just really like this song. Let us switch on over to our beep boop. You know what I'm saying? Beep boop. All right, so this is what the Fact website looks like. You have this is the promotion that we're currently involved in. But as you see, there's like hell of variety. And like you can kind of see like what you're getting into here, like with your little meal options. They even have snacks and desserts if that's something that you're into, extra protein if you're trying to get them gains, shakes and smoothies if that's what you got time for. Like they really do cater to every type of lifestyle, which I thought was really sick. Like, see, Calorie Smart, like that's mashed potatoes, dude. You can eat potatoes if you're counting calories. It's okay. But like you can click through all of it, and you guys will probably find this familiar if you clicked at on the HelloFresh one. But like it's kind of the same format, which I thought was pretty sick. So like, for example, say that I want Calorie Smart and Flexitarian, like say that that's what I'm trying to eat. I only want 6 meals per week because I do be cooking type vibes. Like I just need something to get on those busy days, right? And so then you'll put in your email, they'll send you stuff, you'll get your free little wellness shots, which are kind of like compressed smoothies. Like I don't know if y'all are into those wellness shots. I think they're pretty good. Like I did try these on a work trip beforehand. I stayed with a friend for about a week, and she was big into Factor 75 because like she's full-time student, full-time working, and so like this is how she got her food. And she was like, just try one of these. It's gonna taste like grass, but it's gonna be really good, and you're gonna feel like refreshed. And I've never heard a truer statement. That was it. I'll flex this on Tatiana. Tarian phone. Yo, I was like, who's Tatiana, bro? That's toxic. All right. So here's, by the way, that's all I have to say about Factor 75 for now. Exclamation mark Factor 75, or you can find it in the panels down below. But this is where we are. All right. This is what my life has looked like since. When did I shoot this show? November? Like, man, your girl's been kind of going through it, and in the spirit of if you heard the podcast, my New Year's resolution is to embody that let them theory mentality, right? Let it be and let them. And I decided that also has to apply to myself, right? And it's not just like, oh, let people be who they are. Like that's also like let me and let myself take the time and the space that I need to become myself. And so a part of that has been revisiting old projects, right? I accidentally let this one slip in November, and in December I was like, oh, well, there's just no point. And then all through January I was like, no, dude, what am I talking about? So I've been grinding these out. We have 757 photos, of which I've edited so many more. This was originally a set of, I want to say no joke, almost 5,000. And so we've narrowed it down hella. We've kept 200 or 300, which means we have about 300 or 400 left. But I want to show you the highlights. There's like, the way I edit is I'll keep a lot of photos because I'll keep some that I like. They're not like the shot, but I like them either compositionally or color-wise, and I like to use them as reference in my own work. Like, I like this type of shot. Let me study that so I know to get that next time. Or if I need it for art reference, I have it. Like, lighting is a super big challenge for me, like drawing wise. So I like keeping photos like this because I don't have to look it up. I can just have it. Type in a mirror. I heard it fixes it. All right. So let me show y'all what I've been working on. Rated. So these are supposedly my my 5-star photos. What I will do is at the end of this, I will go through the entire set, go back through, and see whether or not something actually is a 5-star photo. And what that means is either keep it rated, mark it down, or delete it. Because there's some stuff that I'll visit and I'm just like, I don't need that. I have a better shot. So this I originally marked as a 5-star photo because I like the lighting. But you see how the crowd isn't very clear here? This one probably won't survive the cut. This one I like color-wise, composition, I feel like it's a bit narrow. Like this is just my thought process. Like I said, I just want to show y'all what I've been working on. And then if y'all want to point it out to me later and like, yo, did you finish that? I can be like, ooh, or yeah. This one I loved. It's really hard to get good photos of drummers. They're usually not well lit and they're in the back. But this specific photo I loved just because of the lighting. Let me show y'all the original versus how it got edited. So like this was lost to the haze and I brought it out like this. I didn't fully color correct it because I like how this looks. Like, you know the blue-red tint of 3D glasses? I like this. I like that it almost looks burnt. And a decision that I had to make was, am I editing for realism or for creativity? It's my work, right? And so I could do the thing that I see everyone else doing. I could do the thing that I think they might like. Or I could be like, this is my work. Here you go as I am presenting it, right? Because then ultimately that'll lead to more jobs and doing stuff that I like, how I like to do it. So, you know, that's kind of the vibe we're going for right now. And so that's how I edited this specific set. The lighting was very pink. And so I wanted to do my best to bring it out because it gets lost in the orange of like the spotlight. And so I was like, this is what it looked like in real life with a little bit of ethereal color correction. I shoot Nikon, which is great for depth and contrast, but it leaves color kind of up to you, which I have no problem with because as an artist, that's my favorite thing. I've been chasing detail shots like this recently. These make me happy because it's like, yo, I can't play guitar, but now I'm like, okay, that's a 4, 6, 5, 5. Like, I'll be sitting here like, haha, I can do a cover of this now. This one was cool because the hands, I just wish they were closer together and he wasn't blocking the drummer. But like, you know what? That's fine because if I didn't get the shot, maybe somebody else did. And I didn't get to shoot this one from the pit because I was outside because they didn't have my ticket sorted. You know how I got into this concert finally? Whenever they were sorting out all of the issues, the bassist for Boys Like Girls was the one that vouched for me. I was like, thank you. Like even looking at this now, I'm like, oh, why didn't I add some texture to this? This could do with some texture, not sharpening. I feel like sharpening it would kind of be too grainy. So we're going to do this and we're going to drop our black point, I think. Yeah, look how much better that looks. It's a good thing we revisit these. Because now that we're here, we have a fresh eye. Like this has been the only saving grace that I've found in having let this set of photos slide. Like I've been able to come back and decide what I want it to look like with a fresh pair of eyes. Like, see, this is way too cold. Whatever my mindset was at the time, I was like, whatever. But now I'm like, no, let's bump some color back into this, bring some life in. Whole artist and a half. Look at this. Pointing to the crowd, a little blurry, but like his expression is there, the movement is there, and catching movement is so hard. Like this is the vibe that I'm chasing, that movement where he's like, you know, I feel like that's really cool. This one, I wish she was not in such hazy lighting, but this one I did color correct. So this right here is just for my own personal contrast, right? Like this is how I liked the aesthetic of this one. Like I like that like warm, fiery, glowy look. But here, because the lighting is blue, we just didn't have that choice.
How is it 28 months?
I have not gotten to hear that. That is so funny. Oh, that was so good. Hold on. Oopsie. Yo. Yeah, I added new sounds to everything. Oh, that's amazing. Also, why is this over there? I had this here before, I think. I don't ever know where to put this thing. I feel like it's big and in the way. If I shrink it, will I get fired from Factor? Let's put it over in this corner. 1515 or something. Sure, that can live there. There we go. That's kind of out of the way, right? Not like aggressive. Yeah, let's pretend that is. Also, welcome, Abby. And Lucian, that TikTok was awful. Very cursed. What I want to do here is maybe take this away from blue. I feel like it's too blue, but I feel like if I warm it up, we're gonna go into purple. See? We go into purple, so what we can do here is we can give it the warmth that we want to give it. Maybe that's a little bit much. Let's do -45. Yeah. And then over here, rather than chase that yellow with the warmth, what we can do is take our red slider, orange, red. See? So this is to orange. We just slide it a little bit into red and move our oranges into yellow. And that gives us the contrast we wanted in her. You see, it's not a lot, but it's honest work. You see the difference here and here? So since this is a blurry shot, that's how I would save it. I don't know if I'll submit this, but alas. Yes, Lucian, Epiphany did happen and the tree is still up. I just could not be convinced to get rid of it. It's too cute. Until this last weekend. So I had a thought, all right? Here's my thought. What if I don't ever take it down and I just switch the decor out, right? What if I just switch the decor out for something seasonal? So like Valentine's Day, little hearts, and then St. Patrick's Day, little clovers. I feel like that'd be cute, no? This is an example of a photo that's heavily color edited. Because I wanted to play with this. Like, as you can see, all of these have some number on them. This is without color editing, with color editing. Because all of the other photos were purple, I want that aesthetic to be consistent throughout the style. So I'm shifting it into purple. Like, this is my vision, right? Like, this is how I experienced it, and this is how I'm trying to express that, if that makes sense. The thing is, since we're doing color correcting, we have to make sure we get all of our tones right, right? So like without color editing, it's very green on the left, very blue on the right. I want more of a balance. So I want that purple to kind of carry on into the crowd, which is why we're going into reds and yellows. The thing is, we can't lose our yellows to the orange, so we got to bring these back. Like when I edited these, I was very happy to leave it at that. But now that I've come back and revisited this, I'm like, this needs a little bit more work. So like, you see that? And that's only messed with there. We didn't go into saturation or luminance at all. And so the reason luminance is so cool is because we can add brightness to specific colors. So you see the light, no light, hella light. So we're gonna bump that for sure. This affects nothing. This is those greens I was talking about where it's like I don't want to lose them to the orange. Perhaps here. Our yellows. See, and I kind of want that spotlight on the crowd. So we're gonna bump yellows hella. This adds a lot of light in a lot of places.
Chill.
What the hell is even that? I added little giffies. That would be totes adorbs. Right, at school I had it like that. I would just like whatever holiday decorations my parents sent in like little care packages would just get added to the tree. That's how we ended up with a chaos tree like this one. Like, why is there plastic grapes on there? Because that's the vibes. That sounds distorted. No, I heard it too. I don't know how to fix that. I think that's a sound alerts problem, isn't it? Hold on. I mean, sound alerts is active and fine. Right? But I did hear it. I want you to know I did hear it. Wouldn't it be a bit redundant to put plants on a plant for St. Patrick's Day? Hello, Sam. And no, it would not be. I think it would be super meta and super cool.
Daddy, chill.
What the hell is even that?
Oh, okay. Maybe it just has to render because I added the GIFs. Perhaps. I guess I'll find out. I don't want to tell you to do it because that's your points. Look at this shot, dude. Oh my god, I have fallen in love with crowd shots. And let me tell you, like, do you see why I love this photo? Do you know why I love this photo? I just want you to guess why I love this photo. All right? Just take a nice moment to observe, and I will show you. In all of this crowd, this is one of my favorite shots of the night. And this entire crowd just obsessed over the Somerset. Somehow, this couple found the time to just have the cutest little moment between themselves. Like, I don't know if this song meant something to them. I don't know if he said something to her, if she had a joke, if she was like, yo, cheers, and just opened a new PBR. In this entire picture, the spotlight is over here. This is where the action is happening. But my eye is drawn to this. This is the cutest thing I've ever seen. I wish I had a way to find them and be like, yo, I have a photo for you. Tell me that's not so cute. Tell me that's not so cute. Oh my god, this is just like one of the coolest little moments I've ever had. Like, I don't think I'll ever get close to like that level of sheer joy. Like the joy that they felt at having this and the sheer joy that I felt at going back through and editing this. The only thing that would make this better is if the spotlight was on them. That's something poetic about. There's something poetic about them just being in their own bubble despite the chaos of the crowd. And then this photo feels very Tumblr 2011, but I liked it a lot. I happened to be walking in the like past the balcony, and this chick just did this at the exact time, and I was like, "Oh god!" Isn't that cute though? Let me show you the original for context. That's on the left what that original photo looked like. On the right was my vision, and I think I realized it exactly as I wanted to. Like the grain included. Like this looks like the perfect film photo. Like I'm obsessed with this. You can always ask TikTok to help you find them. Yo, that's smart, Sam. I should actually do that. Yo, TikTok, do your thing type vibes, right? Yeah, I'll do that. As soon as this set is done. I'm technically done with the summer set. I just don't like to export independent sets from shows. This is another example of what I was talking about. Like, this is a great photo. I was in the wrong place for it. But like, there's so much movement and joy. And I loved how bright these lights were. So like this photo, like someone would look at it and be like, oh, well, why not just crop it to the stage? I like that. Like, this is what I look at at a show if I'm not like down on the ground or in the pit. Like, I'm like, what is the venue? What are my leading lines? Like, I think this is so cool because the leading lines take you here, right? But his action drags you back down. Like, I like for my photos to tell a story. And like, again, no one has to vibe with my style. This is just my style. And so this is a like conscious decision that I made this year. It's like, I'm going to edit for my vibe. And those are the photos. They're not bad photos, obviously. Like, I'm going to select the best photos, edit them in my liking, and that's what's going to get submitted. Another sick drummer moment. This is the next band, State Champs. We decided for State Champs because their set wasn't very colorfully lit. There was occasionally like flashes of color, but a lot of it was just spotlight, which I thought was fine. Like, it works for them because they're a very like hype active type of band. So we played with black and white for them. Because they usually had super monochromatic lighting, whether it was yellow or blue. And this photo I remember messing with. I don't know what I want this to look like because I like the haze that we get right here. Like, I like how that looks like dreamy and glowy. But I want the black point to be blacker. The problem is, like, because it's such a hazy photo, that's really hard to isolate unless I want to go in and paint it manually. And that's just something that I don't like doing in my work because it feels disingenuous. Like that to me is too much editing. Like I'll sit here and edit color all day, but that just feels like too much. This one, he just seemed like he was in the zone and I liked it. It's a good emotion shot. This is a shot that I wish were better. Same with this one. Like he just came up too close too quick, but like I like the vibe, you know? It feels very like handheld, like Motorola Razr, but I'm like there's something cool there, like something artsy. And that's my case for this set of photos. Like we have these really clean, like pro looking shots, but I also wanted to keep the like, oh shoot, in the moment, that was just a really sick move type vibes, right? Oh my god, look at this. What a shot, dude. That pom-pom, color edited as hell. Let me show you the original. How did we take that photo from that photo? You know what I'm saying? Like, look how sick that is. From one photo photographer to another, how do you deal with shooting in colored lighting? Specific setting you use, or do you fix things in post? I shoot for balance. So I was explaining earlier, like I shoot Nikon because Nikon gives you really good depth in light and shadow. And so, for example, right on the left here, you see the original, like the balance is fine. You see my contrast, like you can see my clear brights, darks. I typically tend to shoot a little darker than necessary so I can brighten it up, because since lights change so fast in a concert, if I shoot brighter, I risk blowing out the photo. But this is the perfect example of how I shoot. Like I'll shoot for contrast, edit for color. Because that's where I'm happiest. And like this one, is this one not? I think this one I edited outside of here, now that I'm thinking about it. Like I must have. There's too much color in here to not have had that be touched. Although there's a lot you can accomplish with temperature and tint. But I think I edited this one outside of here. Either way, like that's my MO, is I'll shoot for contrast, edit for color. See, this is another one of those photos where I'm like, I want my darks to be darker, but it's hard because it's so hazy. This is another one that I wish was better. Like the movement in that is what I was chasing, but I got the wrong part of it. This one though, this is my like ideal shot. I wish this thing on the stage wasn't here, covering the State Champs logo, but this one I kind of liked almost as is. I genuinely just brightened it up. I like the blue here. I don't want my blacks to be much purer than that. I could accomplish that by, you know, brightening this up. But I feel like we lose too much of what the blue gives it. I feel like the blue gives it a mood, right? And I like that. So like this is another example of that. Like some of the shots get left in their style. Like these are allowed to stay because the color adds to the shot. But when it's too distracting, that's whenever I go in and color correct. Like these are fine. I love that. This one is color edited, I remember specifically having messed with the magenta. Doesn't change a lot, but look at the skin tone. You see, it adds more depth to have messed with that. Crowd surfer. This one I want to be a little bluer, I think. A little redder, perhaps to 10. I want a bit more of that color burn. Yeah, now we're talking. And see, like this is one of those shots where I'm like, oh, I understand why I originally kept this. I don't know how I feel about it anymore. Definitely gonna make it less red. I like that being that bright, actually. I just don't know what the answer is for some of these, you know? Like they're almost the shot, but they're not quite there. The ones that are the shot, though, make it so much more worth it. Like that crowd shot, I live for it. I like this one a lot. Look at that stomp, dude. Look at that stomp. You missed because of bad timing for ads. Yo, would you rather 4 minutes once an hour, or would you rather a minute interruption every 10 minutes? You know, that's why I have it set up that way. What I said though was I'd rather shoot for contrast and edit for color. My example was this photo. Because since light changes so much, I'd rather make sure that my black point is dark enough, my white point isn't blown out. That way I can still edit it if I think it's too anything. And then I'll just edit for color afterwards. Specifically, that's why I shoot Nikon, because I feel like Nikon does better with light and shadow, and it gives you time and space to play around with color. Whereas I feel like Canon does better with color and then leaves you to edit your lighting. And I'm a big fan of good lighting. Oh, wait. But you get the idea. This is what I've been working on. You know, like some of them I straight up will just throw into black and white because the color doesn't really serve the image. And I'll just adjust my lights and darks. And I feel like this is a more impactful image than the one on the left. So true, Lucian. If you don't like the ads, you can subscribe for free with Amazon Prime. And you also get a bunch of cool perks like Prime Gaming. You get free games and free upgrades for games you already have, as well as exclusive access to things regarding Twitch. So check that out. Like, look at this. Look at those lights. How am I supposed to not play with lights? You know? Amazing. So fun. Like, oh man. Just, it's the perfect moment. And I walked past right when the lights flashed onto the crowd. I wish I had more of them, right? Of course, but I like this one a lot. And this one I didn't touch the color at all just because I like what that looked like. That is exactly what it looked like. And I feel like here, changing the color takes away from the photo because it makes it about the color rather than the action. Only I wasn't broke. Feel that honestly. But I think Prime is worth it if you do spend a lot of time on Twitch. I personally do. So for me, it helps to have Prime, and then of course quick shipping. Look at this, another cute little couple moment. Love it. I need to find all of these people. I'm gonna become like a TikTok Cupid type. I like this a lot. This is another one where I'm just like, I want my black point to be fewer, but like if I darken it, it darkens too much. Perhaps shadows. Let's bump shadows up, black point down. Highlights down a little bit. Maybe not that little bit. Bump our white point maybe? What do we got? There we go. There's our lead singer. Just like that. And this is another example of just like, I wish this shot were better, but I like the movement in it, and I don't think the color takes away from it. If we do it in black and white, I just feel like it's not the vibe. This was a very bright show once the lights came up. Like I said, at first it was just very much spotlight only, and then afterwards the lights came up and the bassist from Boys Like Girls came out to sing with State Champs, which was really fun. And then we switched into Boys Like Girls from there. This was an accidental shot, honestly. Like, he came up And this wasn't lit like that. This was super dark. He just came up to the drums and I saw a little bit of smoke and I was like, oh, pyrotechnics? Oh no, that's the drummer. This to me is the shot. Like with every band I've had the shot. This is that for Boys Like Girls. I liked that one so much. I posted a TikTok of this. I like his position. He's talking to the crowd right here, or singing at the crowd, I suppose. Like he's like, yeah, you guys, get hype. And it looked to me like the vine of the guy is like, what did you say, Kyle? No, step up, Kyle. But you can see as the show went on, I got more confident with how I wanted to shoot. And that's a really cool progress for me to see, like getting used to the venue, getting used to the lights, to everything, right? Like I think that's a huge thing to kind of unlock. And you can, once you pinpoint like that shift, like it's so much easier to finish editing. And it was just such a good show, honestly. Like everything lent itself so well. Oh. I think that's better. Like, what a good little shot, right? Of them bowing to each other. I feel like that's sick. This one I like, but the colors I just cannot get to look like I want them to look. See, I feel like that's too yellow. I feel like that's too blue. I could do this. 25 perhaps? 23 is fine. And here's where I'm like, I could go in and individually mess with colors, right? Like we have some purples here that we could throw into blues, some yellows that we could kind of shift away towards orange. There's not really a right answer, Like this is why it comes down to personal style. This was that original photo. The original photo, no life, dark, boring. My photo, I decided that I wanted to go bright and glowy. And even now looking at it, I'm like, is that the right choice? I don't know. It comes down to what I ultimately feel in that specific moment. You've seen me edit the ones that I've edited before. Personally, right now, I think we could stand with bringing some of this down, but the problem is it affects the glow of the lights. So like there's just got to be a different way to approach this. Because it's so well balanced right now that I feel like messing with any of the things I'm messing with aren't giving me the vibe. Honestly, I think taking white down might be a better option. Yeah, we can't lose the saturation. So this is again just a little glimpse into what my life has been about. See, just a simple turning this cool, bumping our highlights for a more dramatic contrast, making the boots pop. Little bit of blue glow on the equipment, and that gives us our depth and dimension. Darken the guy a little bit, keeping the brightness behind him. So yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier too. Like I don't like isolating specific parts of my photos. Like that to me feels too much like modifying the picture. But how do I darken him without the lights when it's the super hazy photo originally, right? Like the reason that we end up with something looking like this is because the original was so dark that we had to pull that up from black. And in doing so, we kind of blended the point between our white and our black point. And so that's what gives us a hazy photo like this, which is a style. I just don't know if it's the style that I'm personally chasing, right? Like, you see how all of this is the same tone? Like, if I put this in black and white, there's more contrast here. If I put this in automatic and black and white, you see how there's no depth, there's no dimension? Like, everything's kind of the same level range of gray. So like right here, this is one of those like kind of kill your darlings moments where it's like I can either sacrifice color or darkness, or I can just be like, really glowy ethereal photo, and that's kind of where we're settling with this one. But I do definitely see that vision of like, oh, we'll just simply darken him up. Like, yeah, as much as I can, right? But if we kill our white point, then we lose a little bit of that glow. So we have to find that like happy middle ground, which I think is somewhere in this range. Because see, this takes down too much of our background, and I want to create depth between him and the background. But what can I say, man? There's so many more photos to work with. Like, of stars that I've already rated, we're already almost at 100 out of a total of 700. And my ideal scenario is to cut this entire set down to 300. Which is a little bit of a tough job because it's a lot of killing your darlings, right? Like, so in between these photos, which are very similar from the same angle, they're not the same photo at all,
Ay,
right?
corazón.
This one's up close. Sarah! Hello! Welcome! We're doing a little bit of work review, just showing what I was up to today before we jump into some FIREWATCH, but a pleasure, as always, to see you. But yeah, so these aren't the same photo at all. But because they're in a similar angle of a similar pose, like I would simply just let that become a decision for later. Because right now I like both of them. You know, the facial expression, the pose, everything's different. And I could crop that to look the same, but I lose that depth I wanted to create with the stage. This is another one of those photos which is like, I think it's cool. You see like the detail, like he was super in focus, turned away from me and you can't see him. But I like this, right? It gives you a perspective that you don't usually see. You're not on stage with them, typically. So this gives you that angle. What are you up to, Sarah? How is your day? Also, look at this shot. This is of him. That's my shot. Like, I showed y'all my drummer, the shot. This is my guitarist, the shot. If we just take a moment, like, how beautiful is this? I didn't edit this for any dimension. Just texture, clarity, dehaze. The original was already this, and I was like, I want to preserve this photo as much as possible because this one I shot just like, oh my god, click, and that was my photo, right? I matched the color to that previous edit I showed you, obviously not as saturated, because I want y'all to see this one how I saw it, which was just like, in that moment, that was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen. Like, if I edit this at all in either direction, it's going to be very, very minimal because I don't want to lose any of the original depth of the photo, because I feel like doing this takes away from the haze of the smoke on stage. And I just loved how that looked so much. It was just the perfect moment. It's one of my favorite pictures I think I've ever taken, honestly. And see, this is just a good photo of him. You know, it's very direct, and like people want that. People want a photo they can like throw on a Instagram carousel. And so like I do my best to balance like photos that I know artists or labels or fans would want and photos that I would like. So like this one of the bassist smiling, singing to the crowd, like, yeah, great, good for him. He could post this and that would be sick, like in a slide of him smiling at the crowd. This one, super bright, super color edited. I don't know if they would like this. I don't know if this is their style. I love this because this is what we originally had. Just a very monochromatic orange and with just some simple white balancing and color editing. Look how much color we were able to bring out of that background. Isn't that fun? Isn't that cool and creative and exciting? Because I think that's fun and cool and creative and exciting. Like, I love when colors collide. Especially when it's not even a color, when it's just lighting. Like, how fun! Let me show you this original. This is another one of those photos where I'm just like, dang, that was that! That's not even the same photo anymore. That is not even the same photo anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is an entire new piece of art. But it looks so much cooler, right? Like, if I was editing for realism, I would have just added a little dehaze, bumped the brightness to make him stand out from his, like, jacket, from his guitar, you know, make those lines nice and clean. But I was like, let's play with some color a little bit. And this is what we ended up with. And dude, I love this photo. This is a top photo for me. I promise we'll get to the game. I'm very excited about these, as you can tell. I've been making consistent progress on this for months. Look at that! Like, what? That's crazy. Why is the guitarist covering his ears? That's why. It's just one of those little, like, I thought that was cute and funny, and I hope someone else would too. See? And some photos, there's just the black and white stands out better. The original was very blue, very hazy. You lose them to the lights. But by throwing it into black and white, we're able to save that dimension and kind of keep that movement. And even here, I'm like, perhaps? I think that's the right move. I just don't want to bring these too low because then we lose our bassist in the distance, right? So very slight edits just to give it that tinge of something. Like, bro, what? Come on, crazy. What did this look like originally? Yeah, this is pretty much exactly as shot. There's nothing in me that wants to change this photo. Like, sure, cool, but we lose the depth that the color difference makes, right? Like, all blue and then we get some yellows and reds over here. That's fun. How do you decide artistically what you want to change to the lighting and photo itself? Do you play around with it, or do you have an idea of what you want to shoot for? So, very, very good question. Abby in the chat here is also a photographer, and I've asked her this so many times. This specific photo, I think, was one of them, amongst a few of our other friends, in which I was like, I don't know if I want to edit for realism or for aesthetic. As far as shooting goes, I'm the type of person that will overshoot. Whenever I'm shooting, I check for lighting and composition. So what is in my viewfinder, and can I crop it if need be? So I'll shoot wider than I need to, and I'll shoot darker than I need to so I can edit that lighting. But once I have a photo like this, for example, in which it's a lot going on, I'm like, do I bump this color contrast? Do I keep these blues? Are the blues too much? I feel like there's a lot of blue photos. So when I was originally editing this, it looked something like this, right? And I decided, as much as I like this aesthetic, it doesn't match Boys Like Girls vibes. For the summer set it did, their lighting was very pink and orange. And so whenever they switched their lighting to blue, I had no problem really editing that towards pink. But for Boys Like Girls, the same way that I gave purple, for example, to the summer set, and red to State Champs, and red and blues to Boys Like Girls, I kind of try to keep a set of photos between a color range, if I'm editing for aesthetic. But like, I'll show you over here, on my left side, you see I have my presets. I have a preset for when light's very blue, and you see how it casts it into purple and orange. That's a preset because I edit like that a lot. A lot of concerts use blue lighting. And as cool as it looks in real world, primary colors on camera show up blurry and hazy. So reds, blues, and yellows will show up very boldly, and greens. But like, if a photo's too blue, too dark, I have my presets for that. If it's too red, I'll throw it into blue. If I'm shooting at the Webster, a very dark venue, I'll brighten it up. And then there's some like very basic, like just quality edits that I have. So like when it's too dark, when it's too hazy, in different directions, right? When the light's too much or when the shadow's too much. This one is kind of what this current edit is based off of. So concert 4 plus a little contrast is where we are right now. Concert 5, 6, 7. So like, I have a bunch of different presets for concerts. I also have different presets for weddings that don't really work here, because these are for whites and yellows, and there's a lot of blue and black here. So I have decided in recent times that it's okay to edit for aesthetic. I try to edit, though, as close to realistic as possible, with allowances for the vibe, if that makes sense. So with this one, I want bold and bright, so I'm going to edit it brighter, and I'm going to edit it with higher contrast and brighter colors, because it's a concert, it's high energy. But if I'm editing a wedding, it'll be softer, and I'll bump my golds and greens more. Yeah, I find a huge distinction between realistic and artistic, which like I'll point back to this one, for example, in which the original photo is very red and very orange, and as you can see on the left side of my screen at the bottom, we have a lot of reds already. And whenever I was given the option to kind of play with the orange, I was like, what happens if I shift it a little bit more and color correct for him rather than for the stage? And so this one is edited for art rather than for realism, right? So that's an example of this. Same with this one. Very orange, but I wanted to bring out the blues because in person, when light flashes, you see white. On the camera, you can only get some like weird bright range, right? So here it's very gray, very orange. And I was like, well, how do I make this look more impactful? We add blue to contrast the orange, and all of a sudden this picture tells a story. Sam, my friend, a lot of art is winging it while playing it safe. That's just kind of what it is. Comes with the territory. But the most important thing I think is to find a signature style, and I mean now we're kind of just getting into like the end. This is what I was working on today. I'm gonna show you. I think I'll click around the website that I shoot for, the magazine. Abby, if you would like, you can drop that link in the chat, please. For Clean Teeth magazine. Like, just look how fun this shot is. This one was so hard to save because originally it was very blue and very purple, which matches the song, but as far as the vibe goes, as far as the aesthetic, this is a very moody photo. And so, man, throwing this one into black and white makes it timeless. You know, it makes it multi-purpose, universal. But there's photos like this in which I love the blue and orange and the purple, right? Like here it fits because it's just him by himself. We have room to play with color. And there's not a lot of edits here, just for contrast. And I love the contrast of him being in light and him being in silhouette, even though he's in the forefront and he's in the background. How cool is that, man? Ugh. There are just some things we don't even see with our eyes that cameras capture, which I know is the usual departure from the, cameras can't see what eyes see. I just think this is a really cool, like, thing. But like, see, this series of photos is mostly just edited for realism. And then this one, because he's in front of a panel, like we just edit for our black point. As you see, we don't drop our brightness at all, but our black point had to become a true black rather than the hazy gray that we get from having stage lighting. This one is edited for color. So this is how we rescue a photo like this. We'd have very little temperature editing, lights, darks, haze, and then the only thing we touched here was our blue. See, taking this from here to here gives us that background back. Same here, like with no color editing, with just a little bit of color editing on that blue right there, that saves this photo from being lost to the panels, and it becomes like one of the shots. With a photo like this that's just super monochromatic, like I feel better editing for the highlights, because that's the kind of focus, the big bright yellow lights. Because if we throw it into black and white, even if we do this and bump our contrast, like there's not very much saving that photo in terms of visual depth. So instead what we play with is that color. But this is what I'm talking about. Like yellow, blue, red, and green will show up hazy just because they are the primary colors that are what the sensors kind of play around. Like most colors are a combination of everything, but if you shoot a direct yellow light at a camera, this is what you'll get, because there's nothing to do with it. It's already yellow, right? But like, this is another edit for aesthetic rather than for realism, right? It's easy to just kind of brighten the brights, darken the darks, but I like him being in red light. This looks so much cooler because the panels are like that too. And see, here we have another one of those photos where it's like, it's not exactly focused how I wanted it to be focused. So it's more fun to play with the grain, kind of add more texture. And what's fun is that we can add manual grain to make it look more like a film photo. I just think here it makes it look messy because it's already so hazy. So we just kind of let that be what it is. And we can denoise it manually, right? Like we can do a little bit of this action right here. Bring back our detail, our contrast. And so it goes from this to that. It's not a huge change. You can see it kind of up here better. You see how it's like super aggressive, less aggressive? It kind of blurs that together. So it kind of gives us a more cohesive visual. So like it comes and goes, right? It just depends. If you're asking me for like my general style, when it's primary colors, I leave them be. When there's a lot of contrasting colors, I'll emphasize that contrast. If given the option to be creative, I'll take it. Otherwise, I kind of just deliver what's expected. Yeah, I like that. And other times I like to leave it as is, you know, like again, I like my yellows. Yellow's my favorite color. I love the gold and the black contrast here. So for me, I don't want to lose any of that, so I leave that as is. See, no color correcting. I like that. My white's already pretty pure here. Like if I do this, cannot set white balance here, which means we have a pure white as a guide. And so I'm like, this is what that looked like. That is simply that photo. So this is what I'm talking about. Like I'll shoot for composition, color contrast, and then edit everything else in post. And that one is fun because there's purples, oranges, like big contrasting colors. And like I said, I've been having a lot of fun kind of trying with crowd shots a little bit more. Like seeing everyone hype here is really entertaining for me. It's like people watching in the most weird, obscure way possible. And that's where we are. We end with the creation painting here. But that's what I've been working on today and for the last however many months. I'll just highlight this. For a comparison in aesthetic versus realism. Let's see. Let's open some galleries, shall we? So this is the magazine that Abby and I shoot for / are editors-in-chief of now. Very exciting stuff. And there are different contributors. So this guy, Christian, as you'll see, doesn't do what I do in dehazing for blacks and whites. He keeps the haze in and edits more for like this rosy color kind of across the board. And so his style is very much like what you would see on a film camera preset. And it works for his aesthetic, right? Like these are the shows he shoots. These are the vibe he chases. So like there's no right way to do anything, right? Like it's just what you're chasing. Like I wouldn't have edited any of this way. I like my whites and blacks, oranges and blues. Like I like my colors to be very true, but it's really cool to see that someone else doesn't see it that way. So this is a white guitar and we're seeing it kind of like in a pink creamy color, which is really cool. Katie, who is the founder of the magazine, edits more for realism. So her stuff is very high contrast. She'll do the black and white thing. You'll see here, like the blacks are true blacks. So this is really just an orangey red lit stage. And she has some of the haze, some of the grain, right? This was probably a darker shot that was edited up. And that's her style, which is very different from Christian's. This one from Kirsten Nubra, I was obsessed with because although the editing is an editing style that I like, that bright, like glowy look, her composition is so much different from mine, right? We have these like centered shots with like contrasting weird leading lines that I wouldn't have ever seeked out, but they look so cool. Like in her shots they work because this is her style. And this is what I'm talking about, like with the crowd shot. Like look at that one on the top left here. Isn't that awesome? What a cool shot. What a really cool shot. I'm obsessed with this one. Look at how cool. Like to even be in the right place at the right time for that is one thing. But like to get this right here, this is a Renaissance painting. I'm obsessed with this shot. But see, you see how it contrasts? Like we go back to Christian and you're like, oh yeah, this is the guy that likes the hazy, like dreamy photos, right? And so I feel like that's just a really cool way to contrast that. I've said it before, like Abby shoots different from me. Like her style, you just saw all of my stuff. Abby shoots for movement in the coolest way possible. Like her shots are always like when someone is in the middle of doing something and they're so clean. And I very much admire that because to me, that's a really hard skill to learn. I come from video rather than photo. So for me, it's easy to follow a movement, to create that depth, like with creative camera moves. To be able to capture this in one shot is crazy. Like this is such a cool skill to have. And as you can see, Abby's style is more for an aesthetic. Like I think these were in like kind of that like complicated colorful lighting that you were talking about, Sam, but like to have done this all in black and white and still have depth and emotion is crazy. And here we have some more of that. Like I think these were with like these are more glowy, these are more like stylistic. And I think, was this one of the ones you shot with prism lighting? Yeah. Like look at that lens effect. Isn't that cool? Like this looks like I'm in a dream. It's amazing. Like this is like the thing that I like the most about art is that like there's something that makes a good photo like at a baseline, right? In like aesthetic and composition and stuff. But the style is what really makes a photo truly yours. Like there's shots that I never would have thought to have taken, and yet they work for other people. Like look at that, being able to catch that hair flip, what a shot, you know? That's awesome right there. So I guess in a very long-winded way to answer your question, I do it in one way, but that doesn't mean that's how you gotta do it. And that's not how anyone else does it. Like I scroll through these and I'm like, yeah, this is more like my style, but the shots that someone else gets are fully different from a shot that I would get. So, you know, that is what that is. I'll probably do another art stream towards the end of the week, like I said, to kind of check in and be like, hey, I did my work. Because that's why I wanted to show you all this in the first place. Like someone has got to keep me accountable here. But we've rambled on for long enough. That was a good little hour to catch up on our day. Which thank you for indulging me in that. Let's play a video game, shall we? That's why we're here. This is Firewatch. My sister has been telling me to play this for ages, and I finally decided today was that day. So here we are, about to start a brand new save. Yay art and photos. That's how I feel. And so I'm excited to get into this game. I guess the theme today is fire, as we can see by the orange and by my red photos and by how fire all of the fellow contributors' work is. Hey, yo! But yes, now it's time for chill hangs and vibes. Boulder, Colorado, 1975. You see Julia. She's about your age, late 20s, laughing with well-dressed professors and grad students from nearby CU Boulder. You, Henry, are drinking with your pals. Approach her. You are drunk. So what's your, major? Or you're pretty. Hope you're not scared of fires. Is it dangerous to say I like fire? What's your major? You slur the word major and it smells like Coors. She gives you an awkward smile. Evolutionary biology. And I'm a professor. Cool, you reply. What's yours? She asks, sniffs the air. Toxicology? Is that a burn? You ask? Yo, burn mentioned? Burn? Fire? She says, definitely. Worried she hurt your feelings. She asks you if you want to split a cheeseburger. 1 week later, you are Julia's boyfriend. Yo, that was fast. What the hell? Also, let me change this back to Firewatch. Sorry, I forgot to flip my category here. Oopsie. There we go. We are Julia's boyfriend, y'all. Just in time for Valentine's Day. Ah, perfect. I'm also playing this with controller, which as we know is the bane of my existence, so please have patience with me. I paid money for this, so I have to use it. Right trigger to use objects. Backpack. Pick up. Sick. Oh. Can I grab this in case there's fires? It's called Firewatch. Skill issue? No, this one I'll give it to you. This is such a skill issue. I'm bad, not goated. Why can't I grab things, man? I wanna stock my car in case there's a fire. Oh. Load gear, my backpack. You date for over a year. She drives you absolutely nuts. It's great. You move in. You share an apartment near the school with a view of the mountains. You two drink beers out on the deck. You drink beer just about anywhere. Life is good. Yo, facts, low Kizzy did? Julia wants to get a dog. There's a scruffy, undersized beagle. Julia is in love. She wants to bring it with her to class. There's also an intimidating but gentle-eyed German shepherd. Nothing bad could happen to Julia while you walk this dog. It's badass. You pick up the beagle and she names him Bucket. You adopt the shepherd and name him Mayhem. Oh no! Abby, I know you're saying beagle, but shepherds are my heart. Who do we go with? I feel like, all right, as much as this is going to be a game-changing decision, all right? This is the type that sneaks in on you. I love shepherds. German shepherds are my favorite. I also can't believe this is the first decision we have to make and I'm already freaking out. I feel like getting a shepherd named Mayhem is foreshadowing, right? A beagle named Bucket, adorable. And she loves him, right? And she's the one that wants the dog. So I guess we honor her and get her the dog she wants, right? And not the dog that I think she should have, because that's toxic, right? Le doy la bendición y el beagle. Bucket's a good dog, and a week later, you've totally forgotten about the other one. Julia loves him. You love him too. 1979. You talk out on the deck. It's summer. 9:30 p.m. and the heat still radiates off the high desert. What do you think about kids? She asks. Ooh! Oh no! Kids, they're not very smart or good at much. Yo, preach, dude. What is the purpose of a kid? I'm saying if you and I have some, a couple little idiots. Okay, well, maybe her mentality is correct. That would be pretty good. One day. Why rush? Okay, this is gonna be my personal, bias against children at the wrong time. I'm gonna say one day, why rush? Honestly, I know she wants me to say I'd be pretty good, but if we're still referring to them as a couple of little idiots, I don't think we're ready, right? She looks away, out towards the mountains. We have plenty of time, right? Speak for yourself, mister. Don't worry, you assure her. You tell her she has the body of an undergrad. My ovaries didn't get the memo, she says, laughing it off. One day, okay? Okay, one day. 6 months later, you get engaged lying in bed on a Sunday morning. That's cute. Also, this game doesn't look like I thought it would look. Where'd my backpack go? Oh no, it flew off because I don't have a top on my car! Do not forget to check in. No fireworks. Thoroughfare trail is not recommended for inexperienced hikers. You're in their country. Learn to live with bears. This is giving me Life is Strange vibes and I don't like it. I don't want to cry. I'm wearing lashes. Come on. Oh, that was fast. 1980. It's a Thursday night and Julia is 4 hours late. She doesn't call. You're worried and getting angrier by the minute. She walks in after you've gone to bed. She's not quite drunk, but she's clearly been having a fun time. You fight when she gets between the sheets. You get mad or you ignore her. I'm mad, but if she's intoxicated, that's not going to yield a good conversation. So I just... Let's not talk right now. You don't touch each other all night. The next day you feel guilty for being so angry and ask about her evening. She says it was great. You hold on to a tiny pill of resentment. You make some coffee and go to work. 1981. Okay, she survived. I'm so scared that she's gonna die. Julia still likes to draw. She draws plans from her research. She draws all the places you go. She draws you. Do you pose and flex like He-Man? Or do you frolic like a Victoria's Secret model? Obviously we frolic like a Victoria's Secret model. Very nice. Very nice. This is edited like the picture I edited. I learned from Eva not to just follow the game design, because I'd be the type to be like, oh, a tree, let's go! And be like, wait, where was I supposed to go? 2 forks, fire lookout. 8 more miles still. Oh, we can zoom in. That's cool. A to climb over obstructions. Look at that sun, dude! During the summers, you and Julia enjoy walking bucket at night. Sorry, what's funny is we have a friend whose username is Bucket Baby. I need to send this to her. Lol Bucket. It's literally a Snapchat that says Lol Bucket. Alright. There's a festival in town. It brings in folks from faraway places. One of them tries to mug you with a knife? Bucket gets kicked. Julia gets flustered and has trouble speaking when she is distressed. You confront the attacker. Scare him away or beat him up. I don't want her to be scared of us. And if we can scare him away, that's good enough, right? You reach into your pocket like you've got a gun and threaten to kill him. You manage to scare all 3 of you. He runs away. Julia asks you to take a different path from that day forward. You say okay. You don't want to go that way either. From then on, you walk by the river. What is this story, man? Why was I not prepared for this? Plans to have kids get waylaid by work. Julia gets offered a job at Yale. Yale is in Connecticut. Represent! Yeah! 2,000 miles away. It's a great job. Associate department chair. She wants to move. You absolutely do not. Convince her not to take the job or agree if she commutes back and forth. Absolutely not gonna convince her not to take the job. That is my least favorite trope in anything. You do not hold your partner back, dude. You work with them. Alright? Work with them. My cousin went to Yale. That's cool. What did your cousin study? I originally applied to Yale for psychology. True story. Got through to the interviews. Didn't get in. That was poor. You ask her if she'll commute back and forth. You don't want to move to Connecticut. She says that'll be hard, but she'll do it if you won't move. You tell her not to pass it up if that's what she wants. So she agrees. She flies back to Boulders 3 times each semester. Yeah, that's fine. I think that's a good arrangement. English? Yeah, they have a really good English program. It'd be a crazy life like that. Julia is sent home from Yale on paid leave after having an episode. She lost it on a colleague for borrowing books that were important to her research. She didn't remember she had happily loaned them to him just 2 days prior. Oh man. She was found crying in a stairwell. You say that maybe you guys should talk to someone about it? Or you make macaroni and drink wine and try to forget about it? That's the immediate solution. But we want a proper solution, which is to work on it and work on ourselves. Worked for Unilever and Twitter? Yeah, that's kind of awesome. Can she get me in to Twitter? I want to fix it from the inside. After seeing multiple doctors and having many tests, they're worried that Julia might suffer from early onset dementia. She is 41. You both decide to keep it a secret for now. Well, now I'm kind of glad we didn't have the kids. Like, that would have been really difficult to have to deal with kids and Julia learning how to live with dementia. Oh wait, I wanted to read that. No! I was looking at that! Bucket is getting older. Julia comments that it's kind of nice because he gets in less trouble around the house. A week later, she goes back to university. End of fossil. Julia's affliction gets worse. She can't remember things in class. Her research is in shambles. She drives her car to the next town over for no particular reason and has to be brought home by the police. She is devastated and is sent home on permanent medical leave. Some days you get the Julia who calls you a dope and your unborn children little idiots. Other days you get a stranger. She pulls you into bed to make love, but after 5 minutes she goes into a panic believing her dad is at the door. Finally tell her family. They're crushed and begin to make trips to and from their home in Australia to visit her. For a while your friends come by with little things to brighten the day. She gets worse. You spend your days following Julia around the house. You count the seconds between the 2 weekly visits from Daniel, the nurse. He suggests that Julia could live somewhere else, somewhere with 24-hour care, a home. It sits with you for a couple of months. You decide to move her into a full-time care facility, or you are determined to take care of her by yourself. This one's tough. This one's really tough. Care facility? I think so, because if we just try to take care of her and we're unable to, then that's not going to yield very, very good results, I fear. Working in this kind of situation every day. It's tough, dude. It's tough to manage, right? It sucks too because it's like there's a kind of stigma about a care facility, right? Like, oh well, why are you giving that care to somebody else? Like, why don't you take care of your own loved ones? But it's like sometimes you got to leave things to the professionals. You got to let the people who are equipped to handle tough situations and be as present as you can and have your loved ones get the care they deserve. She would be safer, and it's better for the caregiver if they can't get help in the home. Yeah, spend her last minutes with her. Yeah, of course. That's what I'm saying. Like, let people get taken care of by the people that can take care of them. God. Hello. But be as present as you can. Her family agrees with your decision. You find a fantastic place in Boulder and move her there. You see her every day. And every other day. It's hard, but you can't pour water from an empty cup. True. Very true. Man, this would be a good podcast topic. You go out to the bar with your old friends. It's not the same. You get the feeling that every wife tells her husband, if you ever put me in a home like Henry did, I'll cut your balls off. You slowly decide not to see your old friends that much. Juliet's sister Susan moves to Boulder to be close to her. She visits her every day and you go with her some of the time. Susan buys you an old typewriter and urges you to use it if you won't see a therapist. You won't. You always really liked Susan. Hold up! This better not turn into what I think it's turning into. Also, I really wish we'd gotten to read the journal. I didn't mean to click past it. Do we look it up? Let's look it up, shall we? What is this called? FIREWATCH journal entry. Bless. Spoilers, of course. I know. How do I... Why is this in Russian? My grandma had dementia. My mom took care of her at home, and the stress of it almost tore apart our fam. Yeah, that's heavy, dude. I don't doubt it. It's a lot to have to give your all to somebody in that position. In only a few months, Henry and I will be in Hawaii, and it'll be delightful to finally be in an island sneaking in the sunshine without having to meet a colleague wearing bad tweed and a white attitude. Whenever Bryant leaves one of his unfounded by oh so sure critiques of the work Eco is doing, I want to scream my damn head off. Oh well, just a few more months and he'll be back to Cambridge and I'll be eating ahi poke with this beef of a man. I bought Henry a new bathing suit and now he's posing in his birthday suit. I'd say this specimen is worth a sketch. I need to remember to call Susan. I'm meant to for 3 weeks now and hopefully now that I've written it down, I got no excuse but to check in. The beginning of the forgetfulness. Also, King Beef is hilarious. Nude! Nude! King Beef. Yeah, it was, this was ours. The Victoria's Secret one. I wonder if this changes the journal entry. It doesn't. So pretty. Secret Angel. There are 2 genders. Secret Angel or King Beef. Alright, back to the game. If this turns into what I think it's going to turn into, I swear to God. Months go by. Bucket dies. Julia doesn't remember him when you tell her. Sometimes it takes her a minute to lock in on you. In the back of your mind, you believe it's because you see her less and less, and seeing her less and less makes her forget you more, you think. Summer is coming and you see an ad in the paper for a job. Yo, rip Bucket, dude! Bucket was the homie. Also, I need more water. I can't hydrate, so I don't dehydrate. Good slurp. Need to fix my noise gate on here. Alright. Oh, we're loading. What does it mean? Enter the lookout tower. Why Bucket? Hop over. Cistern. Sure is. Cinder block. Pick up. Sure is. Let's take our emotional support cinder block with us. I wonder if this is the type of game where all of those little details matter. Not now, stream elements. Read the room. I can't eat. Bucket just died. On the power. I guess we can put our emotional support cinder block down. Lots to look at. Right. Flora of the Shoshone. Supposed to respond. Sorry, I'm reading.
Two Forks Tower, this is Thoroughfare Tower. Come in.
Oh shoot, we're gonna get fired. Cinder block. Radio.
I know you're there. Your lights are on.
Hello? Whoever this is?
It's Henry, right?
That's quiet, right? Not tripping.
Delilah.
Yeah, that's what the guy said on the phone.
So, what's wrong with you?
Excuse me?
People take this job to get away from something. So, what's wrong?
What's wrong with you?
That's a great idea. Go ahead.
Look, I just hiked for 2 days, so I don't really follow whatever it is you're doing right now.
You take a stab at what's wrong with me.
Fine, then can I sleep forever?
Sure, buddy. Okay, now go ahead.
Let's not be creepy. We're in a watchtower.
Okay, you're probably just rebelling against a mom who wishes you had given her grandkids, by the sound of your voice, at least 15 years ago. You come out here and it really grinds her gears and you love it. Can I sleep now?
Well, she also says I fuck immature men, but in my defense, who wouldn't want a 20-year-old with passion and energy and some fire in his belly in bed?
I'm going now.
Just a second. Now it's my turn.
Okay, good night. Bye.
Let's see.
It's so pretty though.
Anything about you? I say you got fired from your job and have finally decided to write your novel. That's the sort of bullshit reason you'll find a man out in the woods.
Good night.
Welcome to the job.
We survived the intro, lads. Oh, at what cost?
Good morning, Henry. Well, I guess good afternoon. You probably slept like a rock. Anyway, there's still a few hours of daylight to get some work in. I can see you at your desk, so call me when you're ready.
Yes, we gotta.
Hey, sorry. Guess I slept in.
You got a relaxing, what, 14 hours of sleep? Whew.
Yeah, Jesus. I guess it's what, 6?
6:45.
Whoops.
Don't worry about it. That hike puts everyone out of commission.
Oh, look at
for
her
a day or two.
wife.
But now that you're up, let me quickly get you acquainted with the job. There's a thing in the middle of your room with a
Yeet.
round map on it. Do you see it?
Locate round thing.
Okay, yeah, I see it.
This is the Osborne Firefinder, invented in 1914 by W.B.
Osborne?
You use this to spot, you guessed it, What the fuck?
What is it?
Nothing. You use this to... Oh, fuck me!
Good God, language, lady.
Out your west-facing window. Are you seeing what I'm seeing?
Where's West?
Are those fucking fireworks?
So they are.
That's not legal, right?
No. You need to get down there right now and stop them. Fire danger is through the fucking roof.
Is that really my job?
Your job is whatever I say it is. Look,
Oh.
the stranger is like 2 days away. Go down there and set him straight.
Do I write him a ticket?
Easy there, Dirty Harry.
Well?
Get going. You'll probably need a rope to get down the shale between you and the lake, if I remember right.
What does that
Should be one in the supply
mean?
box on the way. The code is 1234. It's actually that for all of them.
Convenient.
That's one word for it.
Hey, there's a map in my tower that I'm pretty sure is not USGS regulation. Unless I've unknowingly been assigned to work in 2 orcs and the lake to the east is made of acid.
That sounds erroneous.
Looks like the previous resident was into fantasy.
Yeet. Why can't I open that? Can I not crouch? Zoom, orient. Guess I'm not allowed to open my own desk drawer. Very cool. Hey, that's not what I want. I'm looking for a safe or rope. Supplies. Hello? I just go over there? She said get rope. I don't see no rope. Singular mind. Toolbox. Can't access. What the hell? I mean, I guess I could just go. Oh my god, guess it's just in my backpack. Where was the stairs? Oh, the exact opposite way. Very cool. Just gotta head west. Yo, what's my wife up to? Read map. Find rope in NFS cash box 360. Oh, cool. Okay. 306. We are facing the wrong way. We have to go northwest on the trail. Which would be this way. I'm going the wrong way. Yeah, it's northwest. Northwest? Hello, map. Where's the trail? I'm heading the right direction, so guess we'll eventually trail. Agaeus. Why would you set off fireworks in the middle of the woods? Do you know nothing? Smokey the Bear would be so disappointed. Am I tripping and there's no trail? Or is that the trail? I think we're on the trail. Yeah, we're on the trail. Very atmospheric. I kind of don't want to turn on music because, like, this is the vibe, but also, like, I can't be alone with my thoughts. Cashbox? Cashbox.
I found the supply box.
Great.
What a vibe, right? Like, my own thoughts are great. I don't want to listen to them all the time.
I tracked down that rope. It was right where you said.
Great. So you should be set to get down to the lake.
Am I supposed to set copy information for sure? Ron, hey man, guy couldn't take it, so I locked up his lookout and put some stuff in the box. One of those bars you like hiking into the park, but let's get fucked when I'm back. Yo, let's take this granola bar, shall we?
Hey, there's a snack in here. Probably gonna eat it.
You definitely do not want to do that. Whatever's in there has been in there for years.
Chomp.
That's how you get food poisoning.
Oopsie. All right, let's go emotional support pie cone. Actually, where are we going? Yeet! The lake. That is the river. We are here. We should go west to Jonesy Lake. All right, let's deal with these hoes. We're gonna try to make it to the lake with no music, okay? This is a personal challenge. Everyone tell me something about your day right now. I personally really like hiking, but like this type of hiking, like walking through the woods and maybe a challenging mountain type hiking. Like I don't like flat trails. Those are boring to me, but I also don't want to have to like go like scrambling. Cuz like this right here, this would be scrambling, right? You have to climb over that like on hands and knees. And I'm terrified of like I would go over something and wouldn't be able to come back. Shale slide. It's steep. I have my rope. How do I access my rope?
This shale slide is steep. How do you expect me to get down this?
I don't remember it being that bad. It's not even named on our topos.
What about shitty boss is gonna get me killed hill?
Oh, is that Absorka Indian? Maybe Creek?
That's actually English for not in my job description. How do you expect me to get down this?
Put them in. They are your friends. They don't want to hurt you. Hell no, dog. That's terrifying.
Take it slow.
Okay. It's scary. Repel. I don't like it. 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 Ah! I told you. I told you it was a bad idea. Oh yeah.
Hey,
What the hell's wrong with you?
my shitty boss almost got me killed.
First, your boss is a delight. Secondly, Jesus, what exactly happened?
My rope snapped coming down the shale slide.
You didn't break anything, did you?
No, I think I'll make it.
Well, be careful for Christ's sake.
Trying.
Hey, there's a tie-off point off here just a little away from the shale slide.
Well, you ready to get back on that horse, huh?
I can't go any further is what I'm saying.
That heads south down to the creek, but you should be able to get to the lake just by continuing west. Without any, mountaineering.
All right.
It's a long summer. You can explore later.
Fair. Fair. Also, how are my thoughts gonna give me a warm hug, Sam? Thoughts have no arms. They're just thoughts. Unless they're THOT thoughts, but I also don't want to let those into my head right now. This is chill, casual vibes right now. No room for thoughts. Yo, how do I guess around, maybe? When I come around. Those are my thoughts. My thoughts are just more songs. Can I go up? No, I cannot. Scrambling for yours truly. Let's look at our map, shall we? I'm so terribly lost. I guess we can just kind of walk generally northwest. We don't have to be on a trail. But I feel like that's also bad advice, no? I feel like you should typically try to stick to trails when you can. Luckily, we have a map that tracks our location, but pretend this was just a normal paper map. Right?
They left half a bottle of whiskey. Decent stuff.
The idiots down at the lake?
Yeah, them. I just found where they're hanging out.
Bookmarked for later?
Finding a bunch of empty beer cans They threw them all over hell.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah, sure am.
Ugh, people are just the worst, aren't they?
Found the fireworks. They didn't even try to hide them.
Ugh. Well, confiscate them.
Let's clean up, shall we? Because we are good fire watchers. And fire watching involves cleaning up campsites.
Oh, look, they decided to have a campfire, too.
You know, they color-coded the fire danger signs in case people were illiterate. But I guess that doesn't take into account just plain stupid, does it?
Stomp.
Well, I put out their fire.
Man, I would have named that forest fire something good, too.
Hey, I can always restart it.
No. I think your first instinct was the right one.
They left their packs tied up here.
Don't fuck with them. The last thing we need is some hikers filing a report about harassment.
I like that. You see how the dialogue didn't start until the previous dialogue ended? More things should be like that. Because, like, everything will cut off the previous dialogue. This is sick.
Well, they left their clothes out to dry. It looks like two people. What if they're naked?
Won't that be exciting? Look, they're obviously still there, so tell them off and then head back.
I found a bra.
A nudie pyromaniac. Remain professional.
There are, panties?
There are what?
I don't want to say that word again.
Why, 'cause you're 12?
There's ooh.
Yes?
There are two naked ladies.
Oh no!
Can you handle that?
Come on, I like naked ladies, same as anyone, but there's, you know.
Two?
Yeah.
I know this will be tough for you, but try to pick your tongue up off the ground and do your job.
I found them in the lake.
Skinny dipping.
Yeah.
Is that a guy over there? Oh boy. Enjoy dealing with that.
Ooh.
You gotta take it easy with the fireworks, all right?
You ought to take it easy at the Sizzler buffet. Chelsea, what?
Rude!
Out in the woods. I mean, he's grody. Why do guys think it's all right to just stare at girls?
You don't know a damn thing about me.
None of these are good answers.
How long have you been standing over there? Oh my god, is that what you are? Barf me out. Ew.
Barf me out! What year is this? 1980 something?
You're gross. You're just some sad man out in the woods.
Bro, what the hell? Just stop doing fireworks. We don't need this conversation. Rude as hell. But also this music. It's a vibe.
I hope they drown.
Yow.
I don't think anyone would mourn a couple of future arsonists.
Just gonna go ahead and not log that as a threat.
King arsonist.
But
I'm a
seriously,
rocket
though, how are you
scientist.
feeling with it?
Oh, if crazy equals genius, you can set yourself on fire. But you're never gonna burn. I hope you Chriser? Try that one again. Also, welcome, Aki. Little FIREWATCH. I feel like this isn't the way I came, lads. Map time? Oh, that's not bad. If I follow the river a little bit and then turn southeast. Okay, there'll be like a little clearing in a little bit. Time for some nightly sightseeing, you know? Nice relaxing stroll by the river. I hope your Christmas tree isn't real, because it'd be crispy if it was. No, it's... You can't see, but it is navy blue and very, very fake. I got it when I was at school and I had like all burgundy decor because my school colors were that. Navy and maroon.
So,
Burgundy, whatever.
I have a bit of a confession
thought it was a good idea to get into your love life, I guess you'd call it.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, I'll try to make it up to you. Anyway, let me know when you get back to your lookout.
Uh-huh. Oh god, it's a storm and we're in the river. God. Can I die in this game? I feel like I haven't been very careful with my life in this game. We should get out of here as soon as we see a trail. Alright. Cash box, which means we are by the... Or you get attacked by wolves on your night stroll. It's about time to turn south, regardless. Said they're all 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't like hearing the thunder. Copy map information. Beartooth Point. Beartooth is a good band, by the way. Two Forks Lookout is south. And our frontier. Flashlight, bless. Never mind. Oi! That blinded me. It's like horn.
Yeah, I get the sense that not everything in here is useful.
In the boxes? Why's that?
I don't really know what I'll do with the deer horn.
Firstly, they're called antlers, and secondly, stay out here long enough and you'll get creative.
What's in this cave down here?
In Thunder Canyon?
Thunder Canyon?
Hey, I didn't name it. But in the cave, I don't know, rocks? NFS tells people not to go too far in there. It's pretty dangerous.
So,
So I say, fuck it. You're a grown man, you can go where you want.
great. Used to go caving with someone back in Colorado. She loved it. Might be great to explore it sometime this summer.
Well, that could be fun. Obviously, be very careful.
I'm not doing that.
It doesn't seem that dangerous. Whoa, whoa! Ah, no!
Henry!
Seriously, it's completely fine in here.
God damn it.
Figure? What's that mean? Figure? What am I looking at? Did I just see a person? And I missed my chance to mention it? What the hell? Spooky. Also help. Map, please. I should be on a trail that goes there. Which way trail? I don't like it. So confused. Let's go this way, right? Climb up. Then trail. Oh, it wraps around. Maybe it is better with music. I'm definitely getting into the woo of it all. Hey! Is this game supposed to be a psychological thriller? What's the genre? I kind of just accepted to play it without knowing anything else about it other than cool story game. I wish I was in a place where I could just get good at rock climbing. I was good at it as a kid, like the little rock walls they'd have at festivals type vibe. Mantle. Climb rocks. Yo, I'm straight up yoked. You see me just climbing these with no issue? Map. So. Making progress. Yeah. How have you been, Naki? How's your day? Any more grapefruit bevies in your recent times? Trail closed. Ah! Ow. Guess closed in the other direction. We made it. This would be a scary job. I don't think I could ever do this. I'm not a fan of being isolated in the woods or any other type place for that matter. Is my typewriter out here?
What can I do for you?
Well, my typewriter is on the ground outside of my tower.
You right?
Yeah, look, the wind? No. How the hell
You should get inside.
Fuck me.
Well, yeah, but like, how did...
Someone broke in.
Hey, what?
They wrecked the place. Threw my typewriter out the window. Motherfucker.
Holy shit. I'll let the Forest Service know what happened.
What the hell?
Okay, I put in a call.
Well, what can they do about it? Will they catch whoever did it?
This is the Forest Service, Henry. They're not exactly Hawaii 5-0.
Bruh.
Do you have any idea who would have done this?
The kids? Oh, the guy in the canyon,
I
that's
saw
right.
in the canyon, but I don't know why the fuck he'd want to mess with my stuff.
Well, I'll have the Rangers keep an eye out for a man hiking on his own and question him if they find him. I can't believe someone would do this. I worry about bears and fires, and that's about it. And now I've got to worry about some deranged hiker going after lookouts? Great. Okay, in the morning I'm gonna call my friend Patty, who works the desk down in Cody.
What the hell? I'm supposed to just sleep here now?
He's actually been in and out of the trailhead since, I don't know, forever, and see if we can get a list of names. We won't get much, but at least if anything else happens, we can refer to it and see if anything comes up.
Thanks.
Why would somebody do
Feel safe out
this?
here.
I don't.
Well, I sure don't now.
You will. I promise.
GG's get good. Didn't get attacked by wolves, but we got ransacked. Jesus.
Wake up.
Shut up.
Hey, wake up.
I'm awake. What's your problem?
Our problem.
Sorry, our problem.
That storm knocked out the phone line I used to talk to the service, which means we're cut off. I tried radioing out, and that's not working either.
Shoot.
There's no backup?
The backup is the 2-day hike out of here.
So, that's a no?
It's easier for me to send all the lookouts out to check the status of the wire in their areas. Yours is a good hike away. If you find any portion of it down, I can try to get a hold of a ranger and he'll bring someone in to fix it.
Okay, I can do that. Where is it?
Remember that cave you hiked through yesterday?
Yeah, of course.
So you're gonna want to go back there, go through it, and keep going straight to the north when you come out.
Will do.
Thanks, Hank.
It's Henry.
What, you don't like Hank?
Yeah, I don't like Hank.
But thanks rhymes with Hank.
No, it doesn't.
Okay, alright.
Can I put this back? Do I have to throw it? Yeet! What did that spill? Oh no, it didn't. Yeet! Let me see what we've... There we go. It's a D20! We roll it. All right, D20 for we'll survive and we'll catch the guy. It's an 8. We will not survive or catch the guy. Dang it! D20 for which part of it? D20 for we survive? Oh. I can't see what that says. Why is it still going? It's got a mind of its own. It's crazy. All right, whatever. Put that back. Yeet. Let's get after it. Let me go get water real quick. I am thirsty. I'm back. We have fresh water. Hope you enjoyed the viewers. Let's get after it, shall we? This reminds me of that horror game about being a FIREWATCH. Is this a horror game? Am I playing a horror game and nobody told me? North of the canyon. Medicine wheel? That's not scary. Communication lines north of the canyon? Wapiti Meadow. Wait, isn't that in Red Dead? That's where you go and get the birds. Where are these communication lines? Should I just go to the canyon and figure it out from there? Alright, we're gonna follow this trail north and then wiggly. We can get to it. This north? Enough. Iron something? I can't say I know what you're talking about. Tell me about it though. Sounds intriguing. Iron something. Fierce to fathom iron bark lookout. Yeah, no, I've never heard of that. It's the cash box.
Oh, it's actually pretty damn cold out here.
Roger that. Warms up fast. The mornings are cold in Boulder, though, right?
Yeah, they are.
What did you get up to down there? I mean, what's life like?
You know, boring if you don't ski. We used to go to this bar called the Dollar, though. I love that place.
Oh, wait, is that down on Pearl? They
I went the wrong
That's it,
way.
yeah.
I love that bar. Why don't you go anymore?
I took this job.
Oh, duh. Hey, can you hold on a sec?
Sure. Just gonna keep hiking and hoping it warms up.
Which way's the trail? Am I dumb?
Heyo. I don't think so. Why, have you? Okay, good. No, I don't think he has any idea.
Hey, your button is still
I'm
down.
absolutely sure. Would you? All right. I'll let you know if anything changes in that regard. Hey, sorry about that. Anyway, if there's anyone or anything you want to talk about, fire away.
That's a weird thing to say to me right now.
Well, looks like I might have lost you. You cut
Oh,
down in one of those
try to
valleys.
ask about the call.
Call me if you need anything.
Okay, I guess we went with silence. Yo, this is a lot. I be having to click so many buttons. That's pretty. Like that. North of the canyon. I just want to get back on the trail. Guess we're going the right way. Eastward. That is the same crow sound that they use in everything. Like, that is the same crow sound from the middle. TV show, not the song. It just takes some time in the middle, in the middle, in the middle. It's this but scary. Dog, this is scary. What do you mean? Everything will be just fine. Everything will be alright. Hey. Don't write yourself off, yeah. Birds aren't real. How dare you? Yeah, get her, Nightbot. Crows kind of all sound the same, but I feel like a lot of sound libraries I've discovered recently are shared. Like the Needy Cats mod in Lethal uses the same meow as pretty much every other cat I've ever heard in any form of media. There's a specific baby cry and a baby laugh. Like, it's used in The Expanse, for example, and also in Arthur, like the kids show. And it's one of my favorite things. It's my useless talent is being able to spot sound bites from the same sound library. I want to go in this cave. This cave's scary.
This cave is gated off.
It's to stop spelunkers from dying without getting the keys from the Forest Service office first.
Makes sense.
Although Debbie says she lost them like 3 years ago, so maybe its mysteries are locked away for good.
Ah, damn.
Yeah, but maybe you can find another one to get your caving kicks in.
Oh, this one's so close to home and convenient, though.
Aw, sorry, Hank.
Enjoy lurks, Lucian. Have a good night. Move it with actors and voices. True. Anytime we watch a movie, it's like human IMDb. Is this even north? It is north. I guess maybe sometimes it pays to follow the level design. Whatever. Whatever. I don't see any, like, radio equipment or, like, radio towers. My brain is mini IMDb, and I'm sorry if you ever watch a movie with me. Nah, I feel like I do the same, but rather than point it out, I just Google it real quick and then miss 30 minutes because I get distracted on the rabbit hole. So it saves me time for you to just be like, oh, this person's in that. Because then I can be like, oh, sick. I love that in which that person was. Because otherwise, you know, utility pole.
I can see the wire you're talking about. It looks like it's in good shape from here.
We'll follow it up to the top of the trail if you can. You can head back as soon as you give me the all clear.
Got it.
Okay, well, I can't climb on top of one little rock, apparently. Follow it to the top of the trail. Allow us to look at map. Okay, these converge. Two roads converged upon a something something. But I took the one less traveled by, and that's made all the difference. Just a little something I whipped up right now off the dome. Hey, don't write yourself off yet. It's only in your head you feel left out. Look down on.
So we really can't reach anyone any other way than these wires?
What else do you suggest? Smoke signals?
Just seems dangerous.
Well, if they don't hear from me for a few days, they'll send someone out, but I'd rather it not come to that.
I guess there are on cell phones, huh? I'm sitting here like, yo, just text somebody, hello? But we're in like 1985. 1985. Bring back Springsteen, Madonna, right before Nirvana. There was U2 and Blondie, and music still on MTV. The cash box is right here at the top of the trailhead. And we know the combination, 'cause they're all set to 1, 2, 3, 4. That took more brain power than I like to admit. Alright, shut up. 1, 2, 3, 4. What we got? What we got? Cash 302. Dave, heyo, I got your note about needing to talk. Sorry I didn't track you down. Been looking for you all day. Figured you'd be out near the canyon helping those grad students, but I guess not. I don't even know I could really help anyway. We're coworkers, you know. Amigos profesionales. If you need someone to throw back a case with or go time traveling, Ross is your guy. Ron's your guy. But I'm not great with the life stuff. You get it, Ron. We can take that. Oh my god, we could have been reading them like this. I don't actually have to lean into my monitor. Are you joking? Why? Oh man, there's like an achievement for sure about picking up the notes. Board? It's a board. Sick board. Yeet! Scary. Yeet. I'm gonna leave this open. I like knowing that I've been here. A turtle! You guys, it's a turtle! I can adopt him! I can adopt the turtle! He's so cute.
Whoa, I found a turtle. Maybe it's a tortoise. It's a thing with a shell.
Box turtle.
Well, isn't that something?
It's actually pretty cute.
Hee.
Well, Henry, if you decide you want it to keep you company, nobody will mind.
Now, what do I call it? Looks like a,
Oh,
We
this ought to be good.
adopted
Bucket Junior.
Bucket Junior.
That is peculiar.
It has sentimental value.
Bucket Junior, baby! I can only see my note from Ron, not the turtle. Give me the turtle. I want to look at the turtle. What do I click to look at the turtle? I would like to look at the turtle. Okay, are we at the top of the trailhead? Where are we? No, we are not. We have to go to the top of those lines. Oh man, we've got a ways to go, lads. North. E. Yeah, I would lose my mind in a job like this. I am not built for this life. Hate this. Except for the turtle. The turtle's very cute. Like, how do I go there? And bring back Springsteen. Donna, right before Nirvana. I don't know which way to go. I can't believe I'm really lost. This makes absolutely no sense to me geographically, 'cause I'm still trying to find the top of the trailhead. Map! Okay. Follow this around, I guess. Here's a controversial opinion, alright? I know Bowling for Soup has the original 1985. Great, good. Bo Burnham's 1985 kind of goes harder. Just saying. Long drop down. Do I die? Oh, sick! I don't. Am I immune to fall damage? That'd be pretty cool.
Guess what?
What is it?
There's a bunch of empty cans up here.
Same as before?
Yep.
These fucking kids.
Why do you think they'd be up here?
Hell if I know, but they better have stayed away from our communication stuff.
Yo, what if they sabotage the lines? That'd be kind of crazy. Hello, utility pole. I just follow these. I keep saying I should stay on the trail and then not staying on the trail. I want to listen to 1985. Hold on. Robert Burnham. Did y'all see him at the Grammys yesterday with Phoebe Bridgers? It was very cute.
Yeah, okay, the wire's down here.
Okay, good. Any sign of those girls? Did they mess with anything?
I'll look around.
1985. 1985.
Hey, so the wire is definitely down out here. I just found it. Yeah, the thing is, it doesn't look like the wind. It was cut deliberately.
I knew it. The moment you said you found their trash. These idiots are gonna pay. Do they realize this is how people die? I mean, what if something happened to one of my lookouts while this was going on? And God forbid there's an actual fire burning out of control.
What do you want to do?
I want you to go find them.
And then what?
I haven't thought that far ahead. That's not true. Everything that comes to mind is illegal.
Let's hear it.
Oh yeah?
Hey, I came out here for a breath of fresh air and some adventure. What do you got? Yeah, I'd make a spooky ghost costume, but they stole my sheets.
I don't know. Wait for them to wander off and wreck their camp. Something that would make a teenage girl run home to mommy and daddy.
I'll find them.
Thanks.
But I am gonna need a raise.
Don't hold your breath. I'd start by hiking back towards your tower and just keep an eye out for anything that would lead you to them.
Well, they're big into Red Eagle.
Great. See if you can find the path they took down from there. Maybe they looped back around towards the lake or something. I doubt they're where they were yesterday, but they obviously can't have gone far.
I think I'm that in 1985. Ain't that a banger, y'all? It's a banger. Oh, it's playing again. It's alright. No complaints here. Talked over it anyway. Oh, to beat him. There was a drop down option over here as well. I wonder if there's an achievement for having cleaned up all of the beer cans. How does he do it? I'm sure I'll have a reason to come back up here. I want to go to that supply drop, but told me to go back to the tower. I just kind of keep exploring. Yeah, let's do this. Two Forks, Jonesy Lake, Aircraft. Let's do this. Try to follow the trail markers. $19.85.
There's an abandoned pack out here.
And it's not one of the teens?
No, it looks like it was lost a long time ago.
Well, you could always pilfer it for supplies.
Brian Goodwin. Oh, camera, that's cool.
Well, I am flush with ropes now. That pack was full of them, in decent condition too.
That's lucky.
I mean, there's enough rope here that I could just leave them hooked up, I think. Oh, get this. This pack came with one of those cardboard single-use cameras.
With pictures left?
Yeah, he only used 3 or 4.
Neato.
Thank you, Brian Goodwin.
Sick.
Wait, who?
The bag had the name Brian Goodwin sewn into the top.
Huh. Wow.
Let's take a 6 shot right here.
Yeah, I just haven't heard that name in a few years.
He was a lookout?
Yeah, kinda, I guess. He was stationed in Two Forks, your lookout, with his dad Ned 3 summers ago. Great kid.
You can bring children out here?
No. You know, I'm not a stickler for rules. They took off halfway through the summer.
Why? Where did they go?
I don't know. I never really hit it off with old Ned, and, one day they were just gone. Sucks. Anyway, so it goes. Have, fun with that camera. Try not to snap anything that would scar a Photodome employee.
I don't know. I got a lot of hiking to do. Might get bored.
Well, I'm bored as rocks, so I'll keep you company while you find those girls, huh?
All right. Cash box. Is this that way? Right here. Come on, let me get it. 1, 2, 3, and 4. See that information? Cash. Lookout Thunder Canyon. Photo dome, that's cute. A note! Let's read it. Okay, let's store it. 86. Guess who's going out with Debbie next week? No, not Steve. Your man Ron. I went up to check out the new guy at Two Forks and heard him talking to himself more than usual for the LOs, so I figured I'd stay away. Remember when you saw Chimney Rock having himself in that hammock? I was starting to think the Forest Service only picks the deranged and perverted. Except for us, of course. We're the creme de la creme. Let's toast to Deb at the spot. Pop off. Yeet! Whoa.
Someone found a fossil and put it in a cash box.
Could be the same person who left that antler.
Maybe they're leaving me an entire creature, piece by piece.
Yeet. Alright, we go this way. We don't go this way. The hell? It says Two Forks ahead, Jonesy Lake to the left. Oh, I see. Oh, that leaf scared me. My dad, 1985.
Back in Colorado when you took this job? I myself have chosen to never get attached to anyone who would miss me, but
We could tell her, right?
Wait, I don't mean that the way it sounds. I mean, I care about people and I like companionship as much as the next person.
I'm actually married.
But you're here.
Everything's fine. Just, we're taking some time apart, getting some fresh air.
A little change.
Yeah.
All right, well, we can just leave it at that.
Thanks.
Map. Okay. A little off the trail here. Heading south. You might tripping? This is south. That way. This way. Dude, I just, I often think, and I'm so
I'm having
grateful.
a time getting this fucking flapjack off his ass and out to repair that wire.
From this burned section of forest, I have no idea where to go. Their trail is pretty cold at this point. Excuse me, Flapjack?
You know, like a loser, a chotch.
I really don't, but I do now.
Well, the next time you're at a bar and some banker steps on your foot so he can order his crappy martini, you've got just the name to use.
Hey, Flapjack, why don't you wait your turn before I bounce your face off a dumpster?
It's beautiful.
Fire lookout. Oh, she didn't respond about the burnt forest. What the hell happened here? Fellas, what's going on? Guess not everything gets an answer, and sometimes that's life. Sometimes that is indeed the way that life goes. And what can we do but carry on? Hey, Flapjack! Why would you burn this forest down?
I take it you fell prey to the Forest Service's big recruiting effort when it comes to,
figured, what the heck?
What the heck? I've got no ties and no life. Better go spend what's left of it in utter loneliness.
Something like that?
Why's the
Yeah, thanks
music
to last summer, the bump
happening
in the
right
Forest
now?
Service budget actually allowed for us to advertise for the job. Glad it worked.
Oh, you're talking about that giant fire that probably caused some damage, turned an entire jamboree of brownies to dust.
Brownies don't have jamborees.
Well, they should.
And you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, do you?
I do not.
Jeez. I mean, the federal government almost let Yellowstone National Park burn to the ground? Ring a bell?
Yellowstone is like, what, 15 miles away? Why would they do that?
Well, the short story is that for 60 years we got very good at not letting forest fires happen. And then about 15 years ago, they decided that forest fires in wilderness areas like Yellowstone should be left to burn. So that's what they did. I can't believe you didn't hear about this.
That's kind of
There were
crazy.
reports that the entire park was gone. Dan Rather telling the country that President Reagan didn't care on the nightly news. I mean, what the hell's he gonna do? Smoke jump in and snuff one out for the Gipper?
So what should they have done?
I don't even know. By the time the Yellowstone folks realized the little fires weren't gonna burn themselves out, 100,000 acres were gone. It's Yellowstone, you know? People don't want to touch it. But we touch it every single day. But hey, I got a 30 cents an hour raise because we can't have another fiasco. Like the goddamn park can burn down again.
I see a really thin plume of smoke.
Yeah, I see it too. A thin plume like this is either a new fire or a campfire.
Campfire. You think it's them?
I reckon so.
It looks like it's to the southwest of me.
That's right. If you hike towards 5 Mile Creek, that should put you in the neighborhood. Keep an eye on that smoke plume.
5 Mile Creek, huh?
Will do.
Alright, let's make our way.
Just so you know, I didn't mean to overstep my bounds earlier when you brought up your wife.
I know you didn't. You were just making conversation. I appreciate it.
So, tell me about her, if you want.
I'm down in Thunder Canyon. I'm not seeing that smoke anymore.
Oh, it's still burning away. Try heading west from where you are. If you loop past the lake, there should be a trail that'll take you further south.
Thanks. That helps.
Way to avoid talking about our wife. Whenever you go hiking, do you have music on? Because I feel like I'm the type of person where it freaks me out to not be able to hear the forest. But here, where it's a video game, I'm like, man, I need sound. I need music. It's too quiet. Too many thoughts happening. Because it's not the type of game so far anyway where I have to like, oh no, there's someone behind me type vibes, right? What if it becomes that and I don't hear it because I'm too busy listening to Bo Burnham, 1985. You know what I'm saying? That, whoa. Saw the prompt, right? Oh. There was music for a little bit. What happened? No music. Da 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 da. No music. Da 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 da. She said head west. It's kind of west. We are here. Campfire smoke, 5 Mile Creek. So now we just kind of follow this south. I guess we can just use that as our guide. I don't like straying from trails. Help it. It's woodsy out here, you know? Ooh, boy. I like this though. Very open world-y for a closed world. Having to walk around in games is something I like a lot. Like in real time. You know, like having to sit here and figure out, oh shoot, which way am I going? Right? Like not being able to climb all the terrain. Because in real life, like I wouldn't be able to do that type vibes. Like I think it's cool. It's frustrating and I'm gonna complain, but I do think it's a good game mechanic. Because it makes you kind of value your game life a little bit more. Okay, I'm a little off trail here. Can I just follow the lake? Like, do I have to walk on a trail?
You know, if it makes you feel any better, you're a member of a diverse club of lookouts that have come to the thoroughfare after a breakup. There was Vernon, whose wife got put away for running cocaine.
We didn't break up. We didn't choose to break up. She got sick.
I'm sorry, Henry. What is it?
We'll get into it.
Okay. Well, in the meantime, you are here, and it's beautiful, and escaping isn't always something bad.
Yeah, sure.
I can't follow the lake? I just feel like I should be able to follow the lake. You know what I'm saying? If this is the lake, I would like to follow it. I don't think it lets me. Yeah, it won't. That'd be too easy, huh? Hmm. Tell you what. We're gonna follow this trail, find that smoke, end the day, and then call it. Because I feel like type of game that goes on forever. And we can honestly play this till morning. So let's just pedal to the metal, baby. Let's generally walk south and see if we can find some sort of path to follow. Just like that. Easy. Oh, this is where we'll south. Rope hook. There we go. It's getting dark. I don't like it. I didn't think this game would be spooky. On we go. It is pretty. I think I'm just not a woods type of person. Like this, I know some people look at this and they're like, oh yes, beautiful. I would like to do that forever.
She have?
Freaks me out.
She's got Alzheimer's, like dementia.
Whoa. How old was she?
Is she? She's alive. She's with her family in Melbourne, Australia. She's 43.
Fuck.
Yeah.
What was it like when you
Mm.
We were scared shitless. We went straight to the doctor after her first spell or whatever. They diagnosed her, and we were both just very scared. Can't really tell when Julia is scared. She just gets quiet. She was very quiet. How many hikers go missing in the Shoshone?
More than
I didn't think that would cut her off speaking.
none, unfortunately, with most of them being in this area. The thoroughfare because it's so remote. Why?
I found an old flyer for a missing hiker. It just got me thinking, that's all. Like how you said one day you were talking to the Goodwins and then the next you weren't.
Ned Goodwin didn't get mauled by a bear or stuck in a ravine. He was just a PTSD'd a-hole who dragged his son out to do a job and realized it was a bad idea.
PTSD? That doesn't sound good.
Yeah, I don't know. He was in the army. He was off. It's actually the saddest story. He was only discharged because his mother, Brian's grandmother, died. She'd been taking care of him, and Ned was the only next of kin.
Damn. And you got to know Brian a little bit?
Yeah, I talked to him way more than I'd talked to Ned, that's for sure.
How was he at, spotting fires?
Better than you. He actually liked to stay in the tower.
Boy, for as dry as it is this summer, there's an area down here that's lush.
Oh, you must be talking about the Aspen Grove down there.
Yeah, I think that's where I am.
Those trees are actually one root organism. Did you know that?
I didn't.
Yeah, they share their water as a colony that can live for hundreds of years, even through fire. Can you believe you're actually getting paid to learn all of these amazing things?
Oh, we made it.
Also, by what it looks like on this map, you'll be coming up on a stream that should lead you towards where we saw that smoke.
That's so pretty. Golden hour in games, man. Nice little folksy guitar. Sign me up. Look at them god rays.
It's a really nice waterfall down here.
I like waterfalls a lot.
Those girls love a skinny dipping. I bet they're nearby. There's some cloth out here. It looks like it was torn from something.
Strange.
I'll keep looking around.
I don't see the smoke anymore. This is so pretty though. Should learn this. I don't know how to learn this. I gotta look the soundtrack up, I guess. Oh, that bass in there? That's pretty.
So, how'd you meet?
Met in a bar.
The birthplace of modern romance.
I walked over and asked her what her major was because I thought she was a student, not a prof.
Smooth.
That's
Smooth
me. I didn't
operator.
make the first move, though.
Aw, you were brave.
I was drunk.
What happens if I don't explore fast enough and the sun goes down on me? Thoughts? First of all, this game is very quiet for you guys. Be a bit better. Second of all, I want subtitles. Groundhog Day and you start over, imagine. Toggle head bob. Yo, if I can play without head bob, that'd be great. Let's try that. It's better. It is a very quiet game though. Okay, this is where we started. There's like a campsite looking thing. South, follow the creek up. I thought the music was scary before, but I'm thinking maybe no, like we get music when we're supposed to just like explore, like ambient noise type vibes. Ooh! Down, down. That was cool. Where are we? Not where I want to be. Is this the right way? Located.
Ah, found my sheets.
The girls stole them?
Yeah, but the thing is, their entire campsite is wrecked.
Oh, weird.
What happened?
I have no idea. It's pretty bad.
Well, just look around. Make sure they weren't, injured or...
Murdered?
They weren't murdered.
Oh, do you remember when I came out here to quietly look for fires?
They weren't. Just look around. Actually, you've got that camera, right? It might be a good idea to get a few snaps, just in case.
I'll take care of their fire.
That would be great, as always.
Stompy, stompy.
These girls have a full case of beer left here. A full case.
Well, they're impressive little shits, I guess.
That is some dedication. I have entered the teen zone. Well, I found some dangerous hunks.
What on earth are you...
It's another one of those magazines. Huh, pants are back.
I'm sorry, pants are back?
Well, according to the experts at Teen Zone magazine. It's unclear where they've been. Pants, I mean,
Yeah, we're having the pants, man. That's what I'm saying.
I don't get why the hunks have to be so dangerous.
Well, you're clearly not a young woman.
Girls should want nice hunks.
I like
Oh,
hunks
all right.
even.
Your tent looks like it's been through the shredder,
That's
which would explain that scrap I found.
oh.
Could have done that. Like a bear or I don't know, it sounds crazy, but even a bull elk if it's off its rocker.
Whatever did it, did not hold back.
Dear Psycho, I hope you're happy. We're leaving and we're gonna find the police or whatever and tell them how you creeped on us in the lake, then came and destroyed our campsite and all of our stuff. Stealing panties gross out. You're so probably a mental axe murderer and are going to jail. Hope it was worth being a jerk over some fireworks, dick.
Back. police because they think I attacked them.
Oh my god, well, did you?
Don't be ridiculous.
It's not ridiculous. I've known you, what, 24 hours? Maybe you're nuts.
Look, I just came out here to sit in a tower, all right? Not get into some mess with a bunch of co-eds.
It's fine. They're gone?
Yeah, they're gone. But you should see this place. It's weird.
Weird stuff happens in the woods. It could be other campers. They could be having a bad mushroom trip. We really don't know. But they're gone. There's no way to call the cops. They're not coming back. And we can get to work. I'd really like to start enjoying a quiet summer.
Yeah, me too.
Day 3. Oh, we made it. Do we just wake back up in our house? I think the game just forces us back if we don't make it before sundown, which is good. But I am going to call it here. It is midnight 15. We've gone through 2 days of Firewatch. Probably pick this game back up at some point this week.
Hey, Henry.
Yeah.
Let's get our final message from Delilah.
What do you look like?
Why are you asking?
Because I'm horribly superficial.
Like Burt Reynolds.
Well, I get confused for Burt Reynolds all the time.
Oh, is that so?
Women say that we have a similar musk.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Fast.
Okay, well, that gives me a good start. Now let's see. In my scope, I can only tell you're a white guy wearing shorts.
It's hot.
Where's she looking at me from?
White. It's not very, PC or whatever they say.
Oh my god, you are the whitest man. Wow. I don't need a spotting scope for that. If not shorts, then what do
Over
you normally
there.
like to wear?
I don't know. I like to look nice, usually. Well, I try now, I guess.
Can I make it to her tower?
Schlubby period, did we?
Yeah, a good 25, 30 years, yeah.
But, now you'll put on a clean shirt?
Yeah, well, I have one that I got for Christmas, actually. Just, it's navy with white buttons, but I like it. I don't wear it that much, though.
Well, it sounds just perfect. Now
Could I
tell me
make
about your
it to
face.
her lookout?
I'm looking at you across the bar. What do I see?
Here comes the party!
Irrelevant for the raid. Let's go. Welcome.
Well, I have a thin mustache, real
Finishing
thin
off
mustache,
our
a long
foray
scar
into
down the bottom
Ay,
of my
corazón.
cheek.
Oh, and with the follow. Thank you. Thank you.
Thin mustaches. The thinner and pervier, the better.
Well, then you are in luck.
Hold one horse. Let me hit you with the shout out. Irrelevant. Bam. The Hunter, Call of the Wild. Nice.
And a horrible scar.
I'm
Just
doing
perfect. I want to know
great.
about your eyes.
I picked up
Outta
this
here.
game for a
I have
nice
no idea.
little
I need to know.
chill story
what?
game and accidentally fell in love with it as it goes.
Don't answer. I'm gonna do it regardless.
Fine.
I was gonna
Your
call
eyes,
it,
tell me.
and then she started talking to us, so now
Steely.
we're beginning our day.
Hard stare.
Like a Siberian husky.
Sure.
Okay, got it. Thank you, Henry.
You
Great.
get what you need?
Absolutely.
Alright, let's board this up and then we will go. Yes, yes, great, good. Was playing a mix right out with this game. This is, I believe, day 2 or day 3. We just finished day 2, getting to know the game. We got spooked by whoever ruined our cabin and whoever ransacked those girls' camp. I thought this was just a game where I was going to go through the woods and maybe see some moose and talk to this lady and decide how I felt about my wife's dementia. However, turns out there's missing people and a weirdo that's just attacking and vandalizing. So I think I'm gonna get way more than I bargained for. I didn't look up the genre of this game or anything. It's just been recommended to me by a few different people, and my sister's a really big fan of it.
The window all patched up. 2 days straight.
I like that our emotional support cinder block remains here.
September 1st, and call me at the first sign of smoke.
Oh, yeah.
Why don't you let me know when you're mentally prepared for that task, and I'll give it to you.
But yeah, so far I'm liking it. I like, again, I don't know very much of anything of this game other than sick wife, Delilah lookout, we're here. But it's been really, really fun. I was gonna call it, but of course, with the raid, wanted to talk. That's what day you're on too. Yeah, it's good so far. It's been fun. We started off stream with a little bit of Lightroom review, doing some photo editing, and now we're here. But I was gonna ask, how are you liking Hunter Call of the Wild? Streamer that I mod for has had some fun playing it in the past. What did I want to do? Oh yeah, I wanted to look at the map. Because here's my question: can we not just go to Delilah? Like, is that allowed? We made it up to this cache, like around midday. If we just keep going to the supply drop, we'd get to her, right? Like, what happens if we don't report ready for work? Like, what if we just spend a day and just explore? Is that allowed? We could try it. So relaxing and just a different pace. Yeah, that's how I feel. Typically play Fortnite, having a nice change of pace is incredible. Yeah, I've been switching it up recently with the variety stream vibes going. So like we'll do like a story game one day, Valorant the next day. I've been playing Resident Evil, Lethal Company, Ultimate Chicken Horse, like some fun group games. And then I keep meaning to dedicate at least one day a week to some art stuff, or at least pepper in some art stuff. So like, for example, today we did some Lightroom review. And if you want to check out some work on that, you can head on over to Clean Teeth Mag. Ultimate Chicken Horse is a really fun platformer in which you and your friends have to essentially build the platformer from point A to point B. So making it possible to get from point A to point B, but while sabotaging your friends. It's really, really fun. We'll probably do some more of that soon because it's a staple game for me at this point. I love it so much. But yeah, that's kind of where we are. Unfortunately, it is that time of night where I think everyone begins to sign off. I was gonna call it somewhere between now and 12:30, because I don't think I have the time to do a whole nother day in this game. But thank you so much for the raid. Eventful chaos, but quite fun. Clean Teeth Mag is the music publication that I shoot for, so that's what we began stream with, and that's the art that we are working on this week. So this week's theme is going to be all photography. Really, really fun. Abby here also shoots for the magazine, and casually happens to be co-editor-in-chief. I feel weird leading with like, oh yeah, I'm editor-in-chief for a magazine. For which one of my friends yelled at me more recently. She was like, just accept that you're doing a cool thing. And it's like, oh yeah, I suppose so, huh? Is this a Stanley? It's a Manly! Yo! This guy was ahead of his time in 1986. Are you joking? Yo! Get at me. Get at me. Y'all over here freaking out about the what's it called? The Valentine's Day Stanley? Dude, I have a Manly. Everyone stop talking. It's Bucket Jr. Wait, we can take a picture of him, right? Oh my god! That's so cute! Wait, I forgot all about Bucket Jr. Hi, Bucket! He's so cute! Oh my god! I have to come back through. Love this. Dude, please do. Usually on around 9 Eastern. Sometimes later, sometimes earlier. Depends on the day, depends on the week, but this is my ideal game time. Look how cute! Oh my god. 1986 and ahead of his time. Yo, that's the clip. That's gonna be my TikTok highlight today. I genuinely could just sit here and just stare at this turtle for the rest of my entire let's play. It's just gonna be hours of me staring at this turtle. And if there's a fire, we'll deal with it. Otherwise, real turtle hours. Dude, that is adorable. I completely forgot about the turtle. Do you think we can give Bucket Jr. the manly? Yeet! Oh god! Bucket, I'm so sorry! Here. Oh god. I'm messing everything up. Here. Oh! He got scared! I'm sorry! Okay. Okay. I'm so sorry. Put him back. Oh god, he's clipping into the manly. Okay, Bucket does not like the manly. Alright, sorry, manly. You gotta go. Bucket's more important. Let's unglitch Bucket Jr. Thing is so cute. I love it. Alright, put back the boy. There he go. Have a great rest of the stream. Be back soon. Join the Discord. Awesome. Thanks so much. I'm sure that we will cross paths again. But on that note, look at this little idiot crashing into the wall. He's like the DVD thing, trying to get it to crash into the corner. Yes. On that note, fellas, I think that's a wrap on today. Turtle hearts in the chat. Yeah, good night, Sarah. Thanks so much for coming around. Sarah is the homiest of homies from the stream that I mentioned that I mod for. Which if you want to follow Will, of course, always follow Will. Hold on, I'm typing. Will Shahan. Yes, great, good. You can see more of Sarah there. You'll see more of me around. I am having an absolute blast with this game. Definitely going to be coming back to it. Tomorrow, I believe the plan is to do some Valorant with Lucian, which should be a banger of a time as per usual. And then we'll see where the rest of the week takes us. That will be at 9 Eastern. That's one I can confirm. But beyond that, I bid you guys adieu. Good night.